If you've ever spent 3 hours analyzing a 2-word text message, this video is going to hurt your feelings. But stick around because I'm about to save you from yourself. Let me paint you a picture. You send a message to your friend. They usually reply in 5 minutes. It's been 20 minutes. Your brain immediately goes, "They hate me. I said something wrong. Our friendship is over." Sound familiar? Yeah, we need to talk. There's a silent epidemic happening right now, and it's called mental exhaustion. Not the kind where you're tired from work. I'm talking about the bone-deep exhaustion that comes from living inside your own head 24/7. I'm talking to you. The person who over-explains everything because you're terrified of being misunderstood, uses 15 emojis in one text because God forbid someone thinks you're being mean, and analyzes every single word in someone's message like you're decoding the Da Vinci Code. You're not being thoughtful or considerate. You're mentally torturing yourself, and it's time to stop. Here's what happens. Someone's tone seems slightly off, and your brain turns into a conspiracy theorist. You start replaying every conversation from the past 6 months, looking for evidence that you messed up. This isn't anxiety, it's hypervigilance. Your brain is stuck in survival mode, treating every social interaction like a life or death situation. And here's where it gets worse. You become a people pleaser to avoid the mental torture. You'd rather exhaust yourself trying to make everyone happy than risk the emotional chaos of someone being upset with you. You're not being kind. You're being a coward. You're so afraid of conflict that you've made yourself a human doormat. Saying no feels like jumping off a cliff. But here's what's really happening. You're teaching people that your needs don't matter. And guess what? They're listening. This mental exhaustion often comes with a lovely side of perfectionism. You hold yourself to standards that would make a Navy SEAL cry. One typo in an email, you're convinced everyone thinks you're incompetent. You seek validation like a drug addict seeks their next hit. But no matter how much praise you get, it never feels real. Because deep down, you know you're performing, not being authentic. Want to know where this started? Let me guess. You were the sensitive kid. Maybe you were criticized for being too emotional or too much. You learned that your feelings were inconvenient, so you started managing everyone else's instead. You developed a core belief, if I try harder, I'll be loved. But as an adult, that became, if I'm perfect, maybe they'll accept me. And that's literally impossible. You've been running on a hamster wheel your entire life, chasing approval that will never satisfy you. Ready to stop living in your head? Here's how to break the cycle. First, lower your impossible standards. You're human, not a robot. Ask yourself, will this matter in 5 years? In 5 months? In 5 minutes? Most of the time, the answer is no. Start making intentional mistakes. Send a text with a typo. Show up 5 minutes late. Watch the world not end. Second, separate facts from your horror movie scripts. Your friend didn't reply because they're probably taking a nap, not because they've decided to excommunicate you from their life. When you catch yourself spiraling, ask, what are the facts? What's the story I'm telling myself? The story is usually complete fiction. Third, stop people-pleasing like your life depends on it. Not every relationship is worth bending yourself into a pretzel for. Real connections happen when you're authentic, not when you're a performing seal. Practice saying no without explaining yourself. I can't do that, period. No 500-word essay about why you're unavailable. Here's what I know about you. You're probably incredibly kind, empathetic, and sensitive. These aren't flaws, they're superpowers. But your kindness shouldn't come at the cost of your sanity. You deserve to feel loved for who you are, not for what you do. You deserve relationships where you can be yourself without walking on eggshells. It's time to stop living in your head and start living your life. You're worth so much more than the mental prison you've built for yourself. Thanks for listening. See you in the next one.